Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Reska Medi Putri, class 5C, and today I can explain or I can show my proposal, the title a morphology analysis of derivational suffixes in Jakarta Post by the first semester students of English study program of FKIP UIR. This is table of contents. Okay, Chapter 1 Introduction 1.1 Background of the research. Language is one of important to communication with other people, especially in English language. Humans use this language to communication with many people. Language is also a device for the expression of human communication ideas or technique. There are so many ways in this world in which people use language to communicate, and conversation always happen by producing many words. The function of the language are it can be used to convey feelings, attitude, and provide some information. 1.2 Identification of the research. Based on the background, this research analyzes about word formation process and function of derivational suffixes used an English study program at Islamic University of Riau. 1.3 Focus of the research. This research focuses on the word formation process and function or meaning of derivational suffixes, especially used at Islamic University of Riau and English study program. 1.4 Research question 1. What are the word form of derivational suffixes which is used in English study program at Islamic University of Riau? Second, what are the word function and the meaning of derivational suffixes? 1.4 1.5 Objective of the research. 1. To find out the word form of derivational suffixes. They are used in English study program at Islamic University of Riau. 2. To find out the function and the meaning of derivational suffixes. 1.6 Significance of the research. This study expected to provide the usable knowledge about derivational suffixes for future research, readers, teachers, and writers, and also to provide more information for English lecture and students to can be determine the classes of words and know the meaning of each word on the text. Intended, this research is expected to provide benefits in the morphology file. 1.7 Assumption. Based on the study, the writer can make an assumptions. Surprisingly, the lecture would teach you grammar, changing of words and maintaining words, use derivational suffixes to make the student more understanding, especially in a situation which is done online, and the lectures use some text tag from news website. 1.8 Definition of the key term. 1.81 Morphology. Morphology is the study on how words are created from smaller element and the change made to the smaller element in the process of building lexeme and word form. In linguistic point of view, many experts define morphology as the study of the internal structure of words. 1.8.2 Derivational suffixes. Derivational suffixes is the process of word formation which is added suffixes. So suffixes in derivational divide into 4, namely verb, noun, adverb, and adjective. Derivational have to determine from root word until can produce new words and meanings. 1.8.3 English study. A study program that study listen in the file of English. This language is an international language that is currently used by people in the world. Then English also has many types in it. 1.9 Great Theory. Burr, 1988. mentioned that morphology is the study of the form of words. In other words, morphology is the study on how words are created from smaller elements and the change made to the smaller element in the process of building lexeme and word form. In a linguistic point of view, many experts define morphology as the study of the internal structure of words. Based on Yule, 2006, 57 state that the revisional is process of word formation to be found in the production of new English words. Affixes are divided into the three types: prefix, infix, and suffixes. A prefix is attached in front of the base, replace, deactivate, illegal, inaccurate. An infix is attached in the middle of its base. Camology, Gemandel, Tinder. A suffix is attached to the end of its base. A suffix is a letter or a group of letters that is usually attached to the end of a word to form a new word, as well as the way it functions grammatically. 1.10 Methodology of Research. 1.10.1 Research Design. This research uses descriptive qualitative research. Descriptive analysis is the process of analyzing data that must be done step by step. Furthermore, Creswell, 2013, 185, explained about one of the characteristics of qualitative research has natural setting. Qualitative researchers tend to collect data in the wild at the site where participants experience the issue or problem under study. Based on the explanation above, research used to describe data analyzed via text and video obtained from the object of research. In qualitative analysis, there are some procedures which is to be followed of indexing, identifying, categorizing, explaining, and syntactic analyzing. 1.10.2 Source of data. The source of data from the English study program by the first semester student who study at Islamic University of Riau. The writer take the data when the English study about linguistics using technique derivation suffixes. The research take the time to create a questionnaire and give them a question. This is the example. Table 1.1 in study who study at Islamic University of Riau. And 1.10.3 Instrument of Research. Research instrument is the study where the research herself. The researcher is the key instrument who actually gather the information. Based on Creswell, 2007, 38. It means the instrument is a tool that will be used by researchers to conduct research in their studies and to obtain more information. 1.10.4 Data collecting technique. Collecting the data is necessary because they get more information about the object study which is being researched by researchers. So, the technique data were collected by using documentation method. Documentation method is looking for data from book, newspaper, magazine, inscription stated by Arikunto 1998, Rugaya 2016. 1.10.5 Data Analysis Technique according Tahir Rasul 2019. Textual analyzing involves analyzing not just the content but also the structure or design of a text and how elements function, often as part of a larger context. You can see the data. This is the type of derivational suffixes. They are nominal suffix, and then any verbal suffixes, adjectival suffixes, and adverbial suffixes. Okay, the chapter 2, review of related literature. 2.1 Morphology. Morphology is the science of linguistics that study the composition of a word grammatical, which focuses on the word formation and producing the meaning grammatically. Based on Verhaar 1990, said that morphology is the field of linguistics that studies the composition of part of a word grammatically. Morphology includes in the field of linguistics that study the morpheme and combination. Besides morphology is also the language structure that include word and part or word that is called as a morpheme. 2.2 Morpheme. A morpheme is a minimal element of form with specific meaning. Based on Lehman 1972, 102.7, further Wardock 1977, 83, defines that morphemes can be classified into free and bound morpheme. A free morpheme is a morpheme which can occur alone as an independent word. For example, cat, man, go, like, and kite. A free form to which other morpheme may be attached is called base or root. A bound morpheme cannot occur alone, like a watch, the S of book. It represents the plural. A bound morpheme in English. On the other hand, bound morpheme need not always be attached to free form, for they may be attached to other bound morpheme, like a receipt is re and like a receipt is re and receipt, and sub and meet. Type of morpheme consists of root and base. 2.2.1 Grammatical of morpheme. Grammatical morphemes are obligatory in certain contexts, and someone can set an acquisition criterion not simple in the term of output but in terms of output required. Each obligatory context can be regarded as a kind of test item which the child pays by supplying the required morpheme, or while by supplying none or one that is not correct. This performance measures the percentage of morpheme supplied in obligatory context should not be dependent on the topic of conversation or the character of the interaction, based on Brown 1973. 2.2.2 The type of morphemes. Based on Lieber 2004, morpheme has two types. They are bound morpheme and free morpheme. 1. Bound morphemes. That is morpheme which can stand alone and must be coupled with other sentences such as a prefix like a an, in, this, ex, re, and etc. and a suffix like a et, nis, and etc. So, bound morpheme divide into two types. They are derivational morpheme and inflectional morpheme. Derivational morpheme is the morpheme can change meaning of the word which is begin from the basic word. Inflectional morpheme is the morpheme cannot create a new word but to identify some word, such as determine which is singular or plural. The inflectional will use past tense. Second, free morphemes. That is morpheme which can stand alone and don't have to must be coupled with other morpheme. For instance, like open, walk, study. Free morpheme divide into two. They are lexical morpheme and functional morpheme. Over the content, free morpheme has a basic meaning without any addition of grammatical function. Lexical morpheme is the open class word can be noun, verb, and adjective. Functional morpheme is the closed class word is like pronoun, preposition, and etc. 2.3 Derivational suffixes. In addition, based on Yule 2006, 57 state that derivational is process of word formation to be found in the production of new English words. Affixes are divided into three types: prefix, infix, and suffix. A prefix is attached in front of the base, repay, the active, illegal, inaccurate. An infix is attached in the middle of in base, Kemolog, Gamendel, Tenadur, and suffix is attached to the end of the base. From this explanation above, it can be conferred that the derivational suffixes are bound morpheme, which are at the end of a word, then they can change and create a new word. 2.3.1 Type of derivational suffixes. Derivational suffixes, the process by which create a new word from a stem, usually through the addition of an suffix. Based on a Planck 2003, that there are four kinds of suffixes: nominal suffixes, verbal suffixes, adjective suffixes, and adverbial suffixes. The example of non-forming suffixes. The suffixes which are included in the derivational suffix noun, they are inch, Asian, man, ionist, and it. Verb-forming suffixes, the suffixes which are included in the derivational suffix verb there is. Adjective-forming suffixes, the suffixes which are included in the derivational suffixes adjective, they are able, full, least, all, and os. And the last adverb-forming suffix, the suffixes which are included in the derivational suffix adverb, they are is and li. 2.3.2 Function and meaning of derivational suffixes. Nominal suffix, suffix x. The suffix derives noun from verb or noun and is often monosyllabic. The following is one representation of the formation of new word by the suffix h found in data source. You can see the table. Word from wreckage. The base is wreck, the class is verb. Suffix h, process wreck, a verb plus h. Function of suffix class changings. Because wreckage is noun, the base is wrecks, and the class a verb, so the suffix h and the class changings from the verb to be noun, like that. And the verbal suffixes and the suffix n is mainly attached to the base from verb. The following is one representation of the formation of new words using the suffix n found in data source. Word from strengthen. Base is stretch. Add the suffix n in the process. Stretch is noun plus the suffix n to be strengthened, and the function of the suffix is class changing from the noun to be verb. Next, adjectival suffix. Suffix is able. The suffix is able derive adjective from the verb. From adjective, to be, verb. The suffixively combined with transitive and intransitive verbal base. The following is one representation of the formation of new word using the suffix able found in data source. The word from is communicable, the base is communicate, and suffix able. The base is communicate with class is verb plus able, suffix able, to be communicable, it's a adjective. And the function of the suffix is class changing from the adjective to be verb. Adverbial suffixes, suffixesly, the suffix derive adverb from noun and adjective. The following is one representation of the formation of new words using the suffixly found in data source. Word from is warmly, its adverb. Base is warm, adjective, and the suffixly. The process is warm. The base word is warm. The class is adjective plus suffixly, to be warmly. The class is adverb. The function of suffix is class changing from the adjective to be adverb. 2.4 Jakarta Post website. The one is to support learning derivational in morphology. The research needs some text from the website, which can be referenced as a source. So the research will take some text from Jakarta Post website in addition to text from Trust New website. It is also to host student abilities in determining meaning in the derivational language and create new words, according to Latvia. 2. Based on the explanation above, basically before the research gives some text for the object which want to research, readers have to choose what the text to use. Then the text must be adjusted to the object to be studied, so that the research need to know what is the category which is suitable. 2.4 English study. English is not just learning about the language, how to pronounce it, or learning it by mastering 4 skills, namely from the aspect of listening, reading, writing, and speaking, but also learn how from the linguistic one of which is morphology. So by studying this, one can get a grip on the meaning and how the word is formed in the English language. Then linguistic, especially about morphology, not just learning about how to create a new word. Similarly, Bow and Kirby 2010 proposed approaching vocabulary instruction by teaching morphology and found the chess instruction significantly to improve vocabulary knowledge. Intended morphology also learn about how to develop the vocabulary in every word, so that it can be more know about vocabulary and more easier to communication, which has already know the meaning of the vocabulary. The last is 2.6 relevant study. To extend this research, there is study which are related with derivational suffixes used by researchers to conduct research. The first entitled The Analysis of Word Formation Process on the Jakarta Post website. This study to find how the process of word which can be produced a new word with a new meaning. To identify some word it will use to text for the Jakarta Post website, because this website is only one use English language, and this website have many various of news. So I think that's all my explanation. I'm sorry for the mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.